There exists a form of cunning so refined, so deeply buried, that society has no name for it. You won't find it listed in any textbook, no university offers a course on it, and yet when you are in its presence, a primal alarm rings in your gut. It doesn't seek the spotlight, it craves no validation, it functions from the margins, quiet, precise, and utterly devastating. You've encountered these individuals. You might work with one. That colleague who never joins the argument but somehow dictates its outcome. The acquaintance who listens more than they speak and whose few words carry the weight of a verdict. These people don't chase attention. Attention comes to them, not because they demand it, but because their presence feels like a locked door. This is what we call covert strategy, and once you grasp its mechanics, your perception of social dynamics will be permanently altered. Because a mind like this has stopped participating in the game, it has begun to redesign the board. It doesn't react to the world, it watches the world react to others. It doesn't plead for favors, it constructs a reality where favors are freely given. It doesn't engage in battles, it renders them unnecessary before the first blow is thrown. The old masters of political thought didn't value intellect for its academic merit. They valued it for its capacity to intimidate, to dismantle, to orchestrate outcomes from a position of invisibility. If you have ever felt like an outsider, not because you are weak, but because you are too sharp for small talk, too perceptive for comfort, then pay close attention. Because once you internalize this, mediocrity will no longer be an option. They keep this hidden from you. In schools, in media, in polite conversation. Because if the masses understood how this power is built, your silence would terrify them before you even made your first move. Your journey doesn't begin with grand actions. It begins with a single, radical shift in awareness. First, you become a student of the unsaid. You remain quiet, not out of shyness, but out of strategy. You listen to conversations not for content, but for context. You watch the way people laugh too hard at a boss's joke, or the way their eyes dart when a certain topic is raised. The world around you is a chaotic mess of ego, insecurity, and performative emotion. People exhaust themselves chasing illusions. They defend positions they don't truly believe in. They shout to mask their emptiness. You see this. And slowly, the chaos reveals its underlying code. It begins with a brutal, liberating realization: human behavior follows predictable patterns. When people feel unseen, they overcompensate. When they feel safe, they expose their soft spots. You learn to use this. You ask questions, not for the answers, but to watch them squirm as they formulate their lies. You offer silence, and let their anxiety do the work of confession for you. They mistake your quiet for agreement, your stillness for passivity. And while they are busy underestimating you, you are building a complete psychological map of their desires and fears. Covert strategy doesn't need a loud voice. It grows in the gaps between words, in the spaces where others feel secure enough to be careless. Your perception begins to sharpen. You no longer see people as they present themselves. You see their potential uses. You spot their hidden weaknesses. You identify their secret ambitions. You can sense a manipulator before they finish their first flattering sentence. You detect the insecurity in the show-off, the resentment in the overly agreeable. You are no longer playing catch-up. You are 5 seconds ahead, then 5 moves ahead, because your mind has been scrubbed clean of naive assumptions. This is the threshold. The moment you stop being just clever and start being incisive. You internalize a difficult truth: reality is less important than perception. Trust is a resource to be allocated, not a bond to be formed. Most people are trapped in self-deception, and they will drag you into their fiction if you let them. If you can learn to manage what people perceive, you can manage the people themselves. This is the essence of covert strategy. It is not about raw brain power or charm. It is the calculated orchestration of perception. Your words become instruments. You weigh them before you release them. You speak not to express, but to achieve an effect. You plant a truth like a slow-acting agent, letting it bloom in their mind long after the conversation ends. You stop defending your character. You stop justifying your choices. You stop reacting to provocations. Because now you possess a more elegant tool, you can make them feel the weight of their own pettiness without saying a word. You are no longer a player in their game. You have become the architect of a new one. You guard your mind fiercely. You never reveal your full intentions. You don't broadcast your goals. You don't let them see the wounds they've inflicted, because in your world, every wound is simply a data point, a lesson in their character. You are undergoing a metamorphosis, not into a monster, but into a strategist. This is the transformation the old masters revered above all else. The moment a person stops trying to repair a broken system and begins constructing their own reality within it. The most beautiful part is that no one notices the change until it is irreversible. They still see the quiet person they once dismissed. They don't realize they are standing exactly where you wanted them, exactly when you wanted them, because you've been building this framework for months. And now, you don't need to seek power. You have become its source. This is the birth of covert strategy, not a sudden flash of genius, but the accumulated weight of countless hours of observation, analysis, and quiet self-construction. You have crossed the line. You have stopped seeking approval. You have started listening with intent. And you are no longer just intelligent. You are becoming formidable. But what does that transformation actually look like? It means you are cultivating specific traits that unsettle the average person, even if they can't articulate why. Here are 5 core attributes of those who think this way. Each one operates in silence. Each one is potent. Attribute number 1, emotional sovereignty. The first thing people notice is your unnerving calm. You don't react as anticipated. An insult doesn't land. Pressure doesn't crack you. Why? Because you have severed the automatic link between feeling and reaction. You don't banish emotion, you analyze it. Your anger becomes a diagnostic tool. Your sadness becomes a source of insight. Your fear becomes a prompt for contingency planning. When others around you spiral into panic and noise, you sit in the center of the storm, calculating. That quiet isn't passive. It's the sound of immense cognitive processing. Attribute number 2, X-ray vision. You no longer just look at people, you see through them. You notice the micro-expressions that contradict their words, the subtle tension in their shoulders when they're deflecting, the pitch change in their voice when they're selling a lie. You hear the subtext. You feel the shift in the room's energy when a hidden agenda is at play. You don't need a confession. The evidence is written on their skin. This ability makes you deeply unsettling. People feel transparent around you, and that fear is a powerful deterrent. You understand that loyalty is often just a pause before betrayal. You anticipate it, not with paranoia, but with prepared strategy. Attribute number 3, intentional aura. You can enter a room and command attention without a single word. Your presence is a statement. Your silence carries more gravity than anyone else's speech. Why? Because you have abandoned the need to be interesting and embraced the power of being mysterious. Those with covert strategy understand that mystique is a superpower. You disclose just enough to create intrigue, but never enough to become predictable. People are cautious around what they cannot fully grasp. You have learned that influence isn't about being omnipresent, it's about being unforgettable in your absence. Scarcity is a source of control. Attribute number 4, verbal precision. The average person talks to discharge energy. You speak to implant ideas. Every phrase is a tactical move. You wield pauses, inflection, and silence as expertly as words. You don't try to win arguments through force. You lead people to a conclusion and let them believe it was their own. Your speech is so precise, it can redirect, unsettle, or inspire without ever appearing to try. You know when a well-timed compliment can open a door. You know when absolute silence can close a debate. This is what makes you influential. Once you engage, the dynamic shifts in your favor, not through domination, but through invisible guidance. Attribute number 5, absolute inner completeness. This is the attribute that breaks most people, but forges the dangerously perceptive. You have become your own source of meaning. You don't need applause. You don't require validation. You don't even need to be liked. When you have nothing to prove, you become impossible to control. Others try to manipulate through guilt, through expectation, through emotional debt. These tactics no longer find a foothold. You have shed the version of yourself that begged for reassurance. Now, you move with purpose. You engage when it serves you. You withdraw when your absence will be felt most. This is a power greater than any title. Because someone who desires nothing from you cannot be controlled by you. These 5 attributes don't fit the standard definition of good or easy. They make you an outlier, a strange attractor in a chaotic system. People won't be able to name it, but they will feel it. They will feel uneasy. They will feel watched. And they will be right. But understanding these attributes is only half the journey. Covert strategy without application is just an unused blueprint. So, we move from theory to practice. You've built the internal architecture. Now it's time to use it in the external world. Here is how to deploy covert strategy daily in plain sight without detection. 1. Steer conversations without seizing them. Most people try to dominate discussions. You guide them. Let them talk. Let them reveal their hand. Your objective is not to win the exchange, but to gather intelligence. Every word they speak is a piece of the puzzle. 2. Wield silence like a tool. Silence is unbearable to most. They will rush to fill it, often with over-explanations, justifications, or confessions they didn't intend to make. You, however, are comfortable in the void. You use it to apply pressure. 3. Conceal your endgame until it's achieved. Never discuss your plans. Never explain your motives. Let them misunderstand you. Let them underestimate you. Their misjudgment is your strategic cover. 4. Never exercise power in anger. This is where most people falter. They retaliate to feel better. You act to achieve an outcome. There is a vast difference between revenge and consequence. You deal in consequences. 5. Keep your depth hidden. Never let them see the full scope of your mind. People can respect intelligence, but they instinctively fear what they cannot measure. Show them only the surface. Keep the depths in shadow. To put it concisely, the final piece. You don't need a visible position of authority to shape events. You don't need a title to get what you want. Covert strategy is influence without a signature. The capacity to shift outcomes, to direct people, to manage your reality without ever appearing to be the source. This is what the old political philosophers meant when they praised the fox over the lion. The lion relies on raw force. The fox relies on timing, on reading the terrain, on knowing exactly when and where to move, when no one is looking. By now, your mind is not just sharp, it is a concealed instrument of intent, and they won't understand what happened until the results are undeniable. You have completed a fundamental shift, and this is the ultimate value of covert strategy. It redefines you. You are no longer the person who was acted upon. You are now the one who acts. Something more focused, more capable, and something the world will try to label but will never truly comprehend, because you have walked a path few dare to walk. You have mastered the art of strategic quiet. You have refined your ability to observe. You have claimed dominion over your own emotional landscape, and most importantly, you have built a foundation that requires no external support. This is covert strategy. This is the capability that systems fear. Because it is invisible, it generates no noise, it simply operates, consistently, effectively, and with lasting impact. And now you understand its principles. Now you see its potential. Now you know what you are capable of becoming. So the only remaining question is, what will you build with it? If this perspective resonated with you, and you want to continue sharpening your mind with Deeply Wise, make sure to hit that like button. It tells us you're ready for more.